When a prophet of Allah comes and his prophet preach to the people, now those people whom the prophet is preaching to, do they become kafir because of rejecting the prophet, or do they only become kafir if they call the prophet as a kafir?
If you are saying if somebody is doing that thing and he's denying that thing and swearing Allah on the other side, as per the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the fatwa kufr should be gone back on the person who is saying someone by saying he is doing blasphemy and etc.
Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was doing sabr for so many years. Eventually, when people gave the fatwa of kufr on him, and because hadith says that if you call a Muslim a kafir, you become a kafir, this was the reason I mentioned that point, that in the case of a prophet, it does not apply. In the case of a prophet, very simple equation. After that, when you guys try to say Ghair Ahmadi Musalman, and then there are clear articles on your website on alislam.org in which it is misrepresented. It is said that Ahmadi Musalman do not call the other people as kuffar. Or sometimes they say we call them the kafir of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, not the kafir altogether. So this is our shikwa. If somebody asks you and Mirza Sahib and your Jamaat a kafir, this is one side. And second example is somebody does not call you and Mirza Sahib kafir. Both of them are same or different?
Little different. They have little difference.
Tell the difference. The statement you showed that हम उनको मुसलमान समझेंगे और social तौर पे मुसलमानों जैसा सलूक करेंगे. That's not true. Because when you consider somebody a Muslim, and you are saying that I will treat the person as a Muslim, then it has to be shown with some action. And the action are, you prayed his janaza. You said that you will pray but not behind him. Then you did not give the answer. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani clarified. He said that the one who calls me kafir and the one who rejects me, both of them are in the same bucket. And then this was testified by first caliph and second caliph as well, that yes, those who reject Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, or those who call him kafir, or those who believe that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was a truthful person, but they are not accepting him, all of them are in the same bucket of kufr. So, but my point is something else regarding same point, same aspect. Can you, Fateh, tell us one thing? For example, when a prophet of Allah comes, I'm just asking a question to understand your position. When a prophet of Allah comes and his prophet preach to the people, now those people whom the prophet is preaching to, do they become kafir because of rejecting the prophet, or do they only become kafir if they call the prophet as a kafir? Did you get the question?
Yeah, I got the question.
Can you repeat the question before you answer?
Yeah, as per your question, you are asking if somebody denies a prophet is a kafir or became kafir by saying him a kafir. That's a key point.
It's pretty much same, but let me rephrase let me restate my question just for sake of more clarity. Once a prophet preaches to a nation, to a people, to a group, once those people reject the prophet, do they become kafir just because of rejecting the prophet, or they will not become kafir until they call the prophet as a kafir? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Clear for them?
Yeah, for me it's clear.
Yeah.
The fatwa kafir only comes when somebody is denying the ayah of Allah. The prophets are one of the ayahs of Allah, signs of Allah. That's why only someone can give a fatwa. And the fatwa is given by Allah. That's not me, or that's not somebody from his Messiah ﷺ or his caliphs or someone else. The fatwa should be given by Allah. So Allah had given a fatwa 1400 years ago and more, if you go back from the day of start, from the Adam alayhi salam till Ahmadis sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or till the time of judgment. Only someone became kafir when he denies the ayat of Allah. As a Muslim, we believe if someone is a prophet and someone is denying that, he's not denying only the prophet categorically, he's denying the ayah of Allah. That's why once I started the answer of that question in the start, where you stops me, let me respond that area once I given the hadith. The promised Messiah ﷺ given two fatwa.
Wait, brother Fateh. Wait, sorry to interrupt you. My apologies. So the question I asked was that once people reject a prophet, they become kafir. It's not that first they have to call the prophet a kafir. And you agreed with me, right?
I have clearly mentioned.
No, you have. But what I'm saying is, I'm just restating what you said, just to get the confirmation that I understood you properly. You said that once people reject the prophet, they become kuffar. It is not a condition
that. That's a categorical answer given by Allah. That's not mine, or that's not by the promised Messiah.
We are having a very good discussion. Please, let's not talk over each other. So again, I am not saying that I misunderstood. No, all I'm saying is I just want to get confirmation that I understood you properly. You said that after people rejected a prophet, they become kuffar. It is not the condition that first they have to call the prophet a kafir and only then they will become the kafir, and you testified to that, right?
I have testified both cases.
Thank you very much. Now, what is your next point?
So the point is that once someone is saying that I'm a Muslim, I'm giving the shahada, ashhadu la ilaha illallah wa ahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu, and I swear that I believe amantu billahi wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi wa rasulihi wa yawmil akhir, and day of judgment and qaza qadar and all those things which are the fundamental essentials of someone believes to become a Muslim. And if someone is saying that, no, I don't trust you, you're a kafir still, then do you accept that a person who is saying him a kafir should be a kafir?
Good question. So this is a separate question. Now, this question is not related to a prophet of Allah. I am addressing two things separately. With regard to a prophet of Allah, we have both agreed that the principle is once a nation rejects a prophet of Allah, the nation becomes kafir, period. There's no need for anything to happen after that, number one. Number two, now your second question is, now again, I am taking this as a hypothetical question. I'm addressing in that sense. If somebody is calling himself a Muslim and he is fulfilling all the shariat, all the conditions of Iman, and still, can we call him a kafir? Understand my position, okay? Our question will be, somebody might fulfill all the conditions of Iman or the shariat or the Arkanul Iman and Arkanul Islam, but there's a concept called Nawakidul Islam or Nawakidul Iman. What it means is, somebody after believing in the 5 pillars of Islam and 6 pillars of Iman, somebody can still do something or say something that will take this person outside of the fold of Islam. I'll give you a simple example. If somebody believes in the 6 pillars of Iman, believes in the 5 pillars of Islam, up till now, he's good, okay? But if this person commits blasphemy, Tawheen, against a single prophet of Allah, not even directly, even indirectly, we both agree that this person will become a kafir. Now understand this one. This person is believing in the Arkanul Islam, in the pillars of Islam. This person is believing in the pillars of Iman, but what happened is, this person has done something or said something which has nullified his Islam and Iman. And in this case, for example, committing blasphemy against a prophet, okay? So this is how we understand that. So it is not that somebody is saying, I'm a Muslim, he's a Muslim. No, it is about a person needs to fulfill. It's not my, there's no disagreement on this one, by the way, okay, between us and you. If you want, I'll give you the reference from Mirza Ghulam Qadiani's books as well. So if somebody is claiming to be a Muslim, believe in Arkanul Islam and Arkanul Iman, but after that, if this person commits something or does something that can nullify his Iman. Yes, Fateh.
So we both agree on that part. If somebody denies a prophet of Allah, he's a kafir.
Yes.
So if the promised Messiah ﷺ is the real prophet, is a prophet of Allah, and if you are denying him, then you don't need to say that, see, Ahmadis are calling us, because if you are rejecting a true prophet, that's a dispute between both of us. I'm on the side who believes the promised Messiah ﷺ is a true prophet under the Sharia of Islam, and you believe that the promised Messiah ﷺ is a false prophet. That's your belief, or that's your Aqidah. What I neutrally am saying. So as per, if we talk about the Quranic teachings, the word teachings of Allah, according to whom Allah demands us to do the hakam and say, فَحْكُمْ بَيْنَهُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ وَلَمْ يَحْكُمْ بَيْنَهُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ. So under the Surah Nisa, ayah 150 and 151, it clearly states that if somebody distinguish between prophets and accept few and rejects few, that's a kafir. So you don't need to blame Ahmadis about it. The Ahmadis are calling because you guys are rejecting a true prophet. On the other side, as you told, if somebody do blasphemy, if somebody do that thing, if somebody do that while accepting 5 Arkan Islam and 5 pillars of Imaniyat, that's your claim. But if someone is denying those claims, like I'm not doing blasphemy, I love all the prophets, I obey all the prophets. If you are saying, if somebody is doing that thing and he's denying that thing and swearing Allah, on the other side, as per the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the fatwa kufr should be gone back on the person who is saying someone by saying he's doing blasphemy and etc. So we also are on the same page on that, or not?
Okay, thank you. So because now you have mentioned all the 3 points together, so now be with me with sabr, inshallah. I will address them one by one. So point number 1, you said that because we both agree on the principle that if you reject a prophet of Allah, you become a kafir, and period. This is exact. Fateh, please think about this one. You don't have to agree or disagree. Think about this one. It means that what you are trying to say earlier, you have refuted your own self, because earlier you tried to make a case. You said that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was doing sabr for so many years. Eventually, when people gave the fatwa of kufr on him, and because hadith says that if you call a Muslim a kafir, you become a kafir. This was the reason I mentioned that point, that in the case of a prophet, it does not apply. In the case of a prophet, very simple equation, that once you reject a prophet, you become a kafir. So what you tried to say earlier, that because they call Mirza Ghulam Qadiani a kafir, so as a result of that, of the hadith, no, this was not the right thing to say, because Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said, either you reject me or you call me a kafir, in the same bucket. Now, your actual point was that why Ahmadi, I mean, we people, why we blame you that you're calling us kafir? No, we're not blaming you. Not at all. Listen, what we are saying. We are saying is, when we open up your books, when we discuss with you guys, as we're doing right now, we all agree that after rejecting a prophet, the other person becomes kafir, non-Muslim, period. Okay. After that, when you guys try to say Ghair Ahmadi Musalman, and then there are clear articles on your website, on alislam.org, in which it is misrepresented. It is said that Ahmadi Musalman do not call the other people as kuffar. Or sometimes they say we call them the kafir of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, not the kafir altogether. So this is our shikwa. This is our complaint. We are not saying you have every right to call us kafir because you believe Mirza was a prophet. All we are saying is state it in clear terms to the public. Tell to the public that those people who reject Mirza Ghulam Qadiani because you believe he was a prophet, they have become kuffar. This is our complaint. We are not saying that why did you call us kafir? No. Our actual complaint is that tell the public your real position, which we are discussing and we're agreeing right now. This is the point number one. Now, point number two is with regard to the hadith. Yes, I'm still saying that you can go and you can check and you cannot deny. And if you want, I can bring the fatwa of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani that if you disrespect a prophet, even indirectly, you become kafir. So what I'm trying to say is you need to understand these two things together. It is not that if somebody is saying I'm a Muslim, he's a Muslim. It's not like that. According to Islam, you have to believe in certain things. You have to do certain practices, but at the same time, you must not commit something that can nullify your iman, as we are giving the example of committing blasphemy against the prophet. Now, why you thought that maybe I'm talking about Mirza Ghulam Qadiani? No, I'm not talking about him. I'm giving you the answer for your generic question, that if somebody is calling himself a Muslim, why you call him a kafir? I am giving you the answer that we are not calling him kafir because of him saying I'm a Muslim, and because of, no, we are calling him a kafir because of Nawaqidul Iman and Islam, because he has said or done something which has nullified his Iman and Islam. Last point, inshallah, then I'll give you the opportunity. My last point, brother, is that, and understand this one as well. You are thinking, now again, I am back to Mirza Ghulam Qadiani himself. Okay, now you are thinking that maybe when Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is clearly denying that I did not disrespect any prophet, and he was saying that I believe that Isa alayhi salam Khuda ke sache nabi the, he was a true prophet of Allah, how can I commit blasphemy? I was giving only Islami jawab. Fateh, this third point I want to really discuss with you, but first we finish. If you have anything to say, I give you the last turn. Okay, if you have anything to say with regard to the first 2 points, point number one, with regard to a prophet, rule is very simple. You reject a prophet, you become a kafir. It's not that you have to call the prophet a kafir first. Secondly, with regard to a general person, a Muslim can be a kafir even though he is calling himself as a Muslim. Why? Because he has committed something or said something which has nullified his iman. These are the 2 points. If you have to say something, please say. Then shall I come back to point number 3, which was Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was denying all of that.
Thank you so much. Definitely, I have to say many things about these things. The generically, I'll try to go backward. The generic answer, yes. I'm just asking. We are on the same page. If somebody calls someone a kafir, and if he is not, then definitely the person who is calling kafir became kafir. So me and you both are on the same page about it, because Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam given that. So the initially promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam, because as we know, the Prophet didn't came to call all the peoples kafir. They initially came to call all the peoples under the commandments of Allah and to became them a Muslim, so they can become a good Muslim. So once somebody is started takfir, the promised Messiah ﷺ said, I didn't start that part initially. That's what we have to accept actually. The promised Messiah ﷺ never given a fatwa. And in the start I told the fatwa should not be given by any person, because if we are saying someone by denying a prophet kafir, that not we are saying. That fatwa is given by Allah the Almighty in chapter 4 verse 150 and 51, if we go through that. And as we know, as we both agree, that Allah had clearly commands us, وَلَمْ يَحْكُمْ بَيْنَهُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ. Then after that, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ. And after that, Allah had told us, فَحْكُمْ بَيْنَهُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ. And whoever don't do the judgment as per the Anzalallahu is a kafir, is a fasik, is a zalim. So whenever you deny a prophet, prophet don't need to tell anyone. You are denying me and you are becoming a kafir. That's a fatwa given by Allah 1400 years ago. And all of our previous ulama who was before promised Messiah, they accepted once the promised Messiah, once the Mahdi gonna come, and if someone denies him, because he will be a kafir. And you must need to answer that. Do you believe also if you are living today and as per your requirements, as per your khwaishat, if some Mahdi came, if any Mahdi gonna come, which you think is a true Mahdi, if I'm rejecting him, will you accept me a Muslim? Will you accept me a Mu'min? Sorry. And the word you use, non-Muslim, that we need to understand. When somebody denies the promised Messiah والسلام, and accept rather things of the Quran and Hadith, we can never say you are denying that. We only can say you are denying that part which you are doing kufr. And the base word or root word or the basic lugwi meaning of the kafir is denying something. I have all the lugat with me, and if you go and check from the Al-Munjid, Al-Mufradat.
Can you please complete your point?
So if you are denying a categorical point, I can say you are doing the kufr of that thing. Once you are saying, I believe in the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I have no right to say you are denying Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I can say you are denying his teachings and you are doing kufr of his teachings. But I cannot say you are saying that I believe Hazrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a real prophet, and I'm saying no, you are not accepting that. You're lying. So I must have taqwa in myself. So I have to say something which is red, categorically that portion red, which is red, and the white, which is white. I cannot say whole screen is a red and white, and I can say no, all the screen is red now. So that should not be doing. So whenever we say someone a kafir, the kafir of that part which is he is doing kufr. So that's our main point. Zakal. So if you want to say something about it,
I will just say one thing, and because I don't think anything needs to be added. I have given already my point. A few people have given listen to your point. I just want to ask you one question. When Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud said, "Jo Mirza Ghulam Qadiani ka inkar karta hai, wo Musalman nahi hai." What does that mean? He said that the one who rejects Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, this person is not a Muslim. What is the meaning of this statement?
Let me quote that answer from the Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud.
Can you please be quick? So I just want to wrap up as well. We're just repeating things.
Yeah, I must try to keep it as simple as.
I give you 1 minute. Look.
Just a minute. Let me open that.
Let me say something. I asked you the question that when Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud said that the one who does not believe in Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, this person is not a Muslim. Okay. What is your take? I give you uninterrupted 1 minute, and it should be enough for this answer. And then inshallah we'll move on to the next thing.
Sorry, I'm taking a little bit time. I'm opening a passage of Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud. So the Mutakallim can explain his verdict very clearly. That you and both almost accept that. Can I share my screen as well?
Yes. Yeah. You can make it bigger from your side maybe. And
yeah. Okay. So मैं इसको उर्दू में पढ़ देता हूँ. Then after that,
it is on the screen. Just give the gist of what you want to say in response to the question I asked.
Yeah. The promised Messiah.
Can you repeat my question if you don't mind? Can you repeat my question?
Yeah. The Khalifatul Masih II said if somebody is a non-Muslim, if it denies the promised Messiah ﷺ becomes a non-Muslim. That was your question. So I'm clearing that. So that was a categorical same question which is raised by Imtiaz brother by your side. कि एक शख्स जो अपने आप को मुसलमान कहता है लेकिन उसके अकायद काफिराना है, ऐसे शख्स को गैर मुस्लिम समझना जायज है. हम ऐसे लोगों को मुसलमान ही कहते हैं जो अपने आप को मुसलमान कहते हैं. जहां तक नाम का सवाल, हमने ये कभी ये नहीं कहा कि वो मुसलमान नहीं. अलबत्ता जब उनके बाज़ अकायद इस्लाम के खिलाफ होते हैं तो हम कहते हैं कि ये बिगड़े हुए अकायद इस्लाम है. मसलन अगर दूध में कीचड़ पड़ा हो तो आप उसे दूध ही कहेंगे मगर पिएंगे नहीं. फिर ये गंध ज्यादा भी हो सकता है और कम भी. लेकिन ऐसे शख्स से सोशल वही सलूक किया जाएगा जैसे दूसरे मुसलमानों से किया जाता है. ऐसे शख्स को गैर मुस्लिम समझने के तो मायने ही मेरी समझ में नहीं है. क्योंकि एक शख्स कहता है कि मैं मुसलमान हूं इसलिए हम उसको मुसलमान कहते हैं. So that's referring towards the Surah Al-Hujurat verse also.
So he said that, I want to understand this. He said that इसके साथ सोशल सलूक वही किया जाएगा जो दूसरे मुसलमानों से किया जाता है. He will be treated in the same way as we treat the Muslims, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Just like we will call him a Muslim, but
No, he said that treatment. If I consider somebody a Muslim, I will pray his janaza. I can marry my daughter to him. I can go to their mosque. They can come to my mosque. I mean, not my. I mean, in any mosque. Okay. Likewise, for example, any other matters. I'm specific. For example, I gave the example this morning that if at the time of Eid al-Adha, if they want to buy a Qurban together, they can buy. For example, in a cow, there are 7 shares. They can share with me. So he said that इनसे social सलूक वैसा ही किया जाएगा जैसा दूसरे मुसलमानों से. So it means that I will pray his janaza. I will marry my daughter to him without having any problem with that, and I will participate with him in Qurbani, right?
Are you done?
No, I'm asking you that.
No, first,
is
initially,
it right?
I just wanna confirm few things. That's why to start or initiate that discussion. Imtiaz, be frankly,
Okay.
will you marry your daughter with a Shia, and will you marry and will you pray namaz behind a Shia imam?
This is, when the problems start. When we ask Qadianis a question which they have trouble to answer, then they
No,
start.
I have no trouble. I will answer that.
wait.
I will answer
Habibi,
that. Yeah.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
The thing, sorry, I thought you are answering. So
Yeah, but can you please repeat my question, because it says that those people you are trying to give this answer apparently, that those people who reject Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, we will call them Muslim, number 1, and number 2, we'll do all the treatment with them as we do with the Muslim. For example, we marry our daughters, we pray their janaza, we will participate in the Qurbani and all the other matters which Muslims do with each other. Please answer.
Yeah. The thing is that it is really clear, when somebody is not accepting me as Muslim, I have to marry my daughter with a Muslim boy, and that's a categorical answer is given by the Allah as well. आप अपनी बेटियों को मुशरिकों के साथ ना बिहाएं. So same as it is Islam before that, all the people who was accepting the prophet of the time, they were Muslim, and once the new prophet came, if they reject that prophet, they became kafir. But still, they once they say I'm accepting that prophet, so same thing categorically that came, and that will be till Qiyamah. So I have to marry my daughter with a Muslim. The Muslim means farma barda. So he is accepting, who is not saying me a kafir, who is not saying a prophet a kafir. And once we go one step more, here it is categorically mentioned, हम उस दूध को पिएंगे नहीं. The example which is given by the promise Muslim Maud, the Khalifatul Masih II, is very clear. हम उस दूध को पिएंगे नहीं, लेकिन हम उसको दूध ही कहेंगे. ये नहीं कहेंगे कि अब ये गॉड फॉरबिड के ये नजासत बन गया है या ये अब गंद बन चुका है, हालांकि उसके अंदर गंद गिरा है. द एग्जांपल व्हिच इज कैटेगोरिकली क्लियर्स दैट थिंग कि हम उसको मुस्लिम कहेंगे.
एंड देन रीड द नेक्स्ट थिंग.
और उसके साथ सोशल वो सलूक करेंगे. सोशल. नाउ द पॉइंट केम.
यस.
वी एज एन अहमदी बिलीव if somebody dies, we can pray namaz janaza for him, not behind a ghair Ahmadi imam,
Why not?
Because he is doing takfir, he is denying a prophet.
Okay, if look, brother Fateh, please clarify this point. When you are considering them Muslim, number 1, and number 2, you are going to treat them as Muslim, social saluk Muslimanon wala kiya jayega, then why are you not praying behind them?
Because he is saying as kafir. He is not accepting the imam of the time.
Okay, wait. If somebody is not, okay, let me ask you, because this is very important point. If somebody asks you and Mirza Sahib and your Jamaat are kafir, this is one side. And second example is somebody does not call you and Mirza Sahib kafir. Both of them are same or different?
We will definitely clear that. Let me repeat
my question, Fateh Islam. I'm asking you a question that there are 2 people. One person is calling Mirza Ghulam Qadiani Sahib and your Jamaat as kafir, and the other person says, no, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was not kafir, he was a good person, etc., etc. Both of them are equal or different?
No, the people who are accepting a prophet, they will never be equal.
Brother, I did not ask you this question. Please understand, and let me say last time. There are 2 people, both of them are, according to your understanding, non-Ahmadis. Okay, one person says Mirza and his Jamaat is kafir. Other person says that I don't call Mirza and his Jamaat as a kafir. Are both of them same or different?
So the answer is given by the promised Messiah ﷺ.
Before you give the answer, can you please tell us what? Look, brother, you are more than welcome. I give you the full opportunity. Share screen, read, etc. Can you please tell us first?
But I have clearly mentioned we follow, or the Imam should be the one who is muttaqi and who is.
I did not ask you this question, brother. Can you please let me repeat my question? Please answer the question. I'm saying there are 2 persons. Both of them are non-Ahmadis, according to your understanding. One person says Mirza and his Jamaat is kafir. Other one says that I don't call Mirza and his Jamaat as a kafir. Are both of them same or different?
They have little difference. They have little difference.
Tell the difference.
So one is deliberately doing kufr, and one is not on the true track. We cannot say like he is deliberate, he is not doing that kufr deliberately. कि हम, मैं इसको अगर आसान जुबान में समझा दूं थोड़ा सा, so you can understand as well, then I'll rephrase in English as well, कि हम कभी भी उसे दोनों को एक कैटेगरी में नहीं रखेंगे, हम उनको थोड़ा सा उसका फर्क आएगा, जिस तरह ईमान लाने वालों का फर्क होता है कि एक ईमान के आला दर्जे में होता है, एक ईमान के कमतर दर्जे में होता है, जिस तरह एक नॉर्मल मुसलमान है और एक बहुत ही आला मुकाम का मोमिन है. सो सेम एज इट इज कुफार की भी इकसाम है.
Brother, can you, brother, my brother, look,
so
okay, we are going,
please let me
Islam, we are going in circle. My humble request is, can you please first answer the question and then you can give the details. Tell us in black and white that one Ghair Ahmadi says that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani and his Jamaat is a kafir. Okay, let me make it even more clear. The other Ghair Ahmadi says that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was a truthful person, but still I don't believe in him.
That's why I said कि मैं बजाय मेरे हमारे इमाम बेहतर जवाब दे सकते हैं, और इमाम कैन गिव अ बेटर आंसर देन मी. सो आई हैव प्रेजेंटेड द मिर्जा साहब को कबूल ना करने वाले दो किस्म के हैं. एक वो जिन्होंने आपके मुतल्लिक पूरी तरह सुना, तवज्जो ना की, और एक वो जिन्होंने आपकी निस्बत कुछ सुना ही नहीं. हम बालिहाज शरीयत के नाम रखने का दोनों को काफिर कहें. दैट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. हम बालिहाज शरीयत के नाम रखने के दोनों काफिर कहें, लेकिन सजा के मुतालिक हमें मालूम नहीं कि क्या होगा. अलबत्ता ये मालूम है कि इस्लाम का खुदा जालिम नहीं है. आपके नाम मानने की उन लोगों को सजा नहीं देगा जिन्होंने हजरत मिर्जा साहिब का नाम ही नहीं सुना, और उन्हीं को देगा जिन्होंने नाम सुना मगर तवज्जो ना की. लेकिन तफसीलन हम कुछ नहीं बता सकते. हाँ, अहादीस से इतना मालूम होता है कि जिन लोगों तक हक ना पहुंच सका हो उनको फिर एक और मौका दिया जाएगा. That's our belief.
Okay, no worries. I'm not asking you the question that will Allah punish or not. That's not my question. Let me repeat my question again. And he has given the answer clearly.
Sorry to say, in the start, that question was clearly mentioned.
Yeah, no worries. Just
कि हम दोनों को बालिहाज़े शरीयत काफिर कहेंगे because both of them are not accepting. If somebody is not accepting, if a pious Christian who believes in the oneness of Allah, and he don't know about too much about Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and
Fateh, we got your answer. Fateh, look, my humble, we got your answer. Both of them are kuffar. And if to make it more simple and clear, I have put on the screen as well, in which Mirza Bashir has clearly said, and it's on the screen right now, Shariat ka fatwa. We are not discussing that what Allah will do on the day of judgment. That's not our business. We are talking about the Sharia. What is the hukam of the Islamic law? It says Shariat ka fatwa zahir pe hai. इसलिए हर एक वो शख्स जो किसी नबी की जमात में दाखिल है वो काफिर है. So every such person who is not entered into the jamaat of a prophet is a kafir. And again, I just want to show one last thing before inshallah we move on to the last point. Okay, Anwarul Ulum, volume 6, page 151. Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud, the second caliph, the same person you were quoting, I am quoting him as well. He says that वो शख्स जो आपको काफिर कहता है या जो आपको काफिर तो नहीं कहता मगर आपका दावा नहीं मानता, काफिर करार दिया गया, बल्कि वो भी जो आपको दिल में सच्चा करार देता है और ज़बानी भी आपका इनकार नहीं करता लेकिन बैत में कुछ तवक्कुफ है, वो भी काफिर करार दिया गया. In English it says that person, and I want people to listen this very carefully. I'm not gonna go in circles. I will just end with this one. He says that person who calls Mirza Ghulam Qadiani a kafir, or the person who does not call him a kafir yet does not accept his claim, and then he says and has not declared him a kafir. So there are two people now so far. One person is calling Mirza a kafir, the other person is not calling Mirza a kafir but not accepting his claim. And then he says and even the one who inwardly in his heart accept him, even the person who believe in his heart that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was truth, as well outwardly with his tongue, and from the tongue he always from his heart and from his tongue, both zahiran and batinan, he says that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was a truthful person, does not deny either, and he is not denying Mirza Ghulam Qadiani but delaying on taking the oath of allegiance, the bayat. Such person has also been declared as a kafir. So he basically described three people in one bucket. Number one, the one who calls Mirza Ghulam Qadiani a kafir. Number two, the one who does not call Mirza Ghulam Qadiani kafir but does not believe in him. And number three, the one who believes in his heart that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is truthful and not even denying with his tongue anything but still not entering into the Jamaat of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani. All these three people are kuffar. And this, it's not something, which we need to even go this long. I can, and by the way, the statement you showed that हम उनको मुसलमान समझेंगे और social तौर पे मुसलमानों जैसा सलूक करेंगे, that's not true. Because when you consider somebody a Muslim and you are saying that I will treat the person as a Muslim, then it has to be shown with some action. And the action are, you prayed his janaza, You said that you will pray but not behind him. Then you did not give the answer. And also giving your daughter to his marriage if you like that person, and also burying in the graveyard. And there are many things. There are many things we can go on and on, which will be considered if we consider somebody a Muslim. Now, all I want to say for the Islam is on this topic, your point of view and our point of has been, we have said many things repeatedly as well, unfortunately, but it is now there. People can listen and they can make up their mind. Now I want to come to the third point which we did not discuss. And you remember,
let me answer that, then we will go to the third
Habibi,
point. Habibi, please.
I did not say, wait, please. I'm sorry. I have to mute you. Please accept my apologies. I said that first I gave you the opportunity. You spoke on point 1 and point 2. Then I did not bring anything new after that. I only address the quotation of Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud. Now, if you still want to say something, I will give you 1 minute with one request. Please don't say something new. Otherwise, I will have to be tempted to say something.
Definitely, you can say at least
1 minute uninterrupted. 1 minute uninterrupted.
Jazakumullah. The brother Imtiaz gave an impression that we will say Muslim, but socially we will not doing that. That's not true. On the other side, Brother Imtiaz and his followers Jamaat is also not doing same thing. That's why I asked Brother Imtiaz, will you marry your daughter with a Shia, and a Barelvi can marry his daughter with a Wahhabi or Deobandi? The fatwa of Ahmad Raza Barelvi and the Barelvi community and the Ahl Hadith communities are really normal. If you want, I can present from Fatawa Rizviya, from Fatawa Sanaya, from other books as well, Fatawa Naziriya, that they categorically mention that we cannot marry our daughters with the Shias. And still they call themselves Muslims, and the Barelvi call themselves Muslim, but the Ahl Hadith call them Mushrik and all those things. We, as a socially, we will follow, we will give them the rights, but it doesn't mean we can marry our daughters or we can pray a namaz behind them. That's a clear cut. Just last 2 minutes.
I give you 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Take 20 seconds.
Yeah, Jazakumullah. The point is that we consider them Muslim because they are saying that they are Muslim. But as per Sharia, we know very well the Prophet ﷺ called those people kafir who are not praying who are not offering namaz, they kicked them out on the millah of Islam. But many of the Sunnis, many of the Wahhabis, they are not offering namaz at that time. Same as
thank you very much for Islam. Okay, let me because obviously I did not want to go on this again, this sect, but because you mentioned this, obviously I have the right to say at least something and to ask you. Okay, when Shia, Wahhabi or Barelvi or Ahl Hadith or all of them, when they are behaving like that they are treating, they are saying that they are other people are Muslim, but they are not praying behind them, they are not giving their daughters to them, they don't pray the janazah. Are they doing something good or bad?
You have to answer.
No, I'm asking you the question. You said you mentioned a phenomenon. You said that Barelvi, Ahl Hadith, Shia, etc., they are not praying behind each other, they are not giving their daughters to each other, they don't pray the janazah. I'm asking you, is this act of these people, is it good or bad?
As per me, I don't have to answer because you think you are the representative of them. You have to tell us.
No, look, brother.
They are doing right or wrong. Then you have to ask me.
Let me, understand the point. Because you are giving me an ilzami jawab. Ilzami jawab means that I raise the objection and you raise the same objection, and the essential feature, and listen this very carefully, essential feature of ilzami jawab is that you don't actually address the question. You raise the same objection on the other person. So when I pointed out that you guys are saying that we call you guys Muslims, but you are not marrying your daughters, praying janazah, etc. You said you guys do the same thing. I'm asking you that the thing itself, is it good or bad?
Brother, I told you, if somebody believes that as a Barelvi, that the Wahhabi are not the true Muslims, then definitely he don't have to do that.
So they are doing something good, right?
If they think that, let me understand my answer. If a Barelvi thinks the Wahhabis are not the real Muslims, they just keep themselves Muslim like others, like Shias and all those things, but they are not, because they are not following their faith, their interpretations and all those things which are given by them, and they are not accepting that. They don't have to, they have to say what they believe. If you believe they are doing wrong, then you have to say they are doing wrong.
Let me repeat my question. When Barelvis are not praying behind other people, not giving them their daughters, not praying their janazah, are they doing something good or bad?
That I told you. I'm not the representative of those people. I'm not asking.
Okay, no problem.
The Muslims should have
Ahmadis, no problem. Leave them. Habibi, leave them. When you Ahmadis, when you don't pray behind us, when you don't pray our janazas, when you don't give your daughters to us, are you doing something good or bad?
Well, we want you to follow the real Islam. Then we will
I'm
do
asking
everything with
you,
you.
you said
Then
that
we
you
will do
already,
everything with you.
Fateh Islam, you said that you already consider we are Muslims, right?
Will you love to give your daughter to a munafiq?
You said,
Will you
okay,
love
we are
to do?
Munafiq, right? So we are Munafiq, right?
I'm just asking. I'm just asking a question, same like you. Will
What?
you love to give your daughter to a munafiq who is calling
No,
himself a
no,
Muslim? No.
no,
So
no.
same as it is, if
Okay,
somebody
okay,
is
no problem.
denying, if
According to
somebody,
you, Habibi, wait,
I'm
wait.
answering your
According to
question now.
you,
I'm answering your question now.
according to you, the reason you don't give your daughter to us, the reason you don't pray because you think we are munafiqun, right?
Yeah, one of them. Because you are denying denying
Said
the
it clearly. You
Imam.
don't have to beat around. Okay,
I
now.
don't have to do. I'm not saying anything. But on the other side, I
Okay,
have courage
now
because
Fateh,
I'm.
Fateh, my thought is
Please,
completely
please.
dry. Let me, because I really want to ask you on the third point as well before you leave. But I want to take
I
Izhar.
will love
I
to
want
stay
to
with
take
you, and
Izhar bhai. Maybe Izhar
we
bhai
can
want to
keep here.
Ji, Izhar bhai.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum.
I do apologize. We are doing the suhoor, and may
Alhamdulillah.
Allah accept our rosas.
Amen.
I would like to make just 2 points. I've been listening to this gentleman, Mr. Fateh, and it really is very disappointing that Ahmadis are playing a duplicitous game. Throughout history, the Mirza Bashiruddin, for example, was reprimanded by none other than Maulvi Nuruddin. And he said in Urdu, he said कि मियाँ महमूद को कुफर और ईमान का इतना इल्म नहीं है. So he actually reprimanded him, and that was the basis of the split between the Lahoris and the Qadianis. Mr. Fateh is doing really bending over backwards, trying to defend the indefensible. And Ahmadis clearly have in their literature indicated that non-Ahmadi Muslims are not Muslims. And this semantic gymnastic that, kufr for this, kufr for that, actually doesn't carry any weight. Because Mirza Bashiruddin in Aina Sadakat, which was the refutation on his
Yeah.
part to Maulvi Muhammad Ali,
Yes.
very clearly says that one of the big differences between us and the Lahori is that we regard non-Ahmadis as kafir.
Yes.
And the fact that, and it's mind-boggling that he said that we will pray the namaz-e-janaza, but not behind the imam. So who will you pray the namaz-e-janaza behind? And if the deceased did not believe in Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, then why not pray behind the imam? These things just don't make any sense at all. And lastly, he came to the resort, his last resort, जिसको कहते हैं ना, the final throw of the dice that the Ahmadis have, the final card in their pack, is the water boutry. That will you give your daughter to a Shia? So, and you kept pressing him that is that a good thing or a bad thing? And he couldn't bring himself to say that this was not good conduct. Because it is their conduct, you see, the Ahmadis' conduct, which he dare not condemn. And I know of many examples where not only Ahmadis used to be expelled from the Jamaat for their daughters marrying a non-Ahmadi, but a relative of a person, an Ahmadi, whose son or daughter is getting married to a non-Ahmadi, was told that even if they attended the wedding, they would be kicked out of the Jamaat. So the hypocrisy and the duplicity is mind-boggling. And I used to be an Ahmadi, and I've been through this. And whatever contortions that the Ahmadis who come on your stream make, and I feel sorry for the man before that as well, whose name I've forgotten, and they are utterly confused, and they dare not bring themselves to admit the true theology of Ahmadiyya, which is that you and I, Imtiaz bhai, in their eyes are kuffar. Not just kuffar, balki pakke kuffar.
Okay,
And